Are we good, Julia?
All set.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Our presentation regarding the undecided major at Springfield College. My name is Amanda Singley. I am the Assistant Director and First Year Success Coordinator of the Academic Advising Center at Springfield.
And my name is Paige Moran. I am also an academic advisor in the Academic Advising Center at Springfield College.
So today we're going to just walk you through some highlights of our program. If anyone has any questions after you view this video, please feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information will be at the end, and we would be happy to answer any remaining questions that you have. Paige, can you pull up the PowerPoint for me?
Yeah. Julia, could you just give me access to share my screen? All right. World of Zoom, you'd think we'd all figure it out by now, but all right. So I'm pulling up the undeclared PowerPoint. There we go.
Go ahead and overview of our staff that mostly works with traditional students. So Leanne Gomes is our director. We also call her our fearless leader. She is, even though she's a director, she's still very much boots on the ground with our first year students and really any students that we have. Again, Amanda Singley, assistant director and first year success coordinator. Paige Moran, who's an academic advisor, and then also we have Vicki Evans, who is our administrative assistant. She's going to be the person that answers the phone if anyone calls, and is really our front line and is able to guide you to anyone that you might need to talk to. So let's talk a little bit about the undeclared major specifically. So the focus of the undeclared major is really on exploring. So it's not only exploring what students want to do for a major or a career, but it's also focused on exploring who they are at Springfield College and who they are as a college student and a person in general. So much so that we actually switched the name from undeclared to exploratory studies the first day of classes when they come to Springfield College. Our undeclared major is actually the largest major of incoming students that we have. Nearly 20% of our first year students come in as undeclared. So that is a fun fact that we like to throw out to people. Students have to declare their major by the end of their second year. So they have 2 full years to go through that exploration process and really decide what it is that they want to do before they are required to declare. Majority of students, usually about half, declare by the end of their first year, and typically around a fourth of them declare by their third semester. Just an overview of some very common choices for majors that students will transition into are business, psychology, recreation management, health science, applied exercise science, criminal justice, and physical education. We really push students to think outside of the box and consider majors that maybe they had never considered before, or perhaps majors that they have never even heard about before. You can see on here that recreation management is one of the top majors that our students transition into, but majority of students, when they come to Springfield College, they have no idea what that major is or what it entails. So we really force students to poke some windows into any tunnel vision that they might have and encourage them to explore all the options that are in front of them. So why be undeclared at Springfield College? Why does it benefit students to come in as undeclared? First of all, it not only helps students to assess their strengths and interests, it also helps them to assess their aptitudes in certain courses. So it it gives them a chance to really start in introductory level courses and get a feel for how easily that material comes to them, and what their level of interest is in it. We believe that it is beneficial for students to take introductory courses from their very first semester, so much so that we actually save seats in introductory courses for students, so that they can experience that right from the very beginning. It is the best way to test out any majors, and test out that interest that they might have. It's a great way for students to explore multiple interests at the same time. We have many students that come in that might be torn between 2 or 3 different majors, so it's not uncommon for students to take more than one introductory course at a time to compare and contrast them, or maybe take one introductory course in their first semester and another introductory course in their second semester to really get a feel for multiple majors that they might be considering before they make a final decision. Fourth, we really want students to make an informed decision. And part of making a informed decision is through that self-exploration process, knowing a lot about themselves, what they're good at, where their interests are before they go ahead and pursue that major. And then lastly, they are going to work with a professional academic advisor. So all of the academic advisors in the Academic Advising Center are assigned a first-year undeclared student as their advisee. And they will work with them until they declare their major. So they're getting a lot of individual attention from our advisors, whose only job is to advise students. There are few more reasons why someone might come in undeclared. It allows students to explore majors if they're completely undecided. So we have some students that come in and they say, I have no idea what I want to do. That's perfectly okay. We help them take inventory of their interests and strengths and help them narrow it down from there. Some students will come in and have a general idea of majors that they're interested in, but they maybe can't decide between a few different ones or a few different content areas. So again, we work with them to help narrow that down. And then also we work with students that know exactly what major they want to enter into, but maybe they weren't accepted for it right away. It's very common for us to work with those students to help them build a very strong foundation for their GPA in order for them to be eligible to internally transfer into those majors. So part of being an undeclared or an exploratory study student is students are required to take a 1-credit seminar course with a professor that's focused solely on helping them explore different majors and explore who they are at Springfield College. In exploration in a major way, we have a great partnership with the Career Center to help students do that deeper dive into their interests and related majors. We focus on campus resources, active learning strategies, and time management. A lot of times students are expected to enter into college and know how to manage their time and know how to study. Normally when I do this presentation and it's live, there's only a few hands that go up in the room of people who have actually been taught how to study and how to manage. We not only expect them to know, we expect really well. So students to and provide them with resources in their first semester as a student. I'm going to be held to before graduation is to complete the core curriculum. These are a set of general education courses that students will be required to take. Some common ones that students might take in their first semester are College Writing 1 and Springfield College Seminar. Those two students will definitely be enrolled in. Some other ones they may be enrolled in are historical, spiritual, and ethical, so a religion or a philosophy course, quantitative reasoning, which is a math course, scientific reasoning, which would be a science and a lab, and then aesthetic expression, which would be a dance, art, music, or drama course. So, Paige, you want to take it over from here?
Sure. The good news is that Springfield College has a lot of choices for students who are interested in both liberal arts and professional programs. That's also the bad news. We have so many options for students to choose from. If you are looking for a liberal arts-based program, if you're looking for a science-based program, there are so many majors to look into that might spark your interest, which is a great thing because we have a lot of options, but it also can be tricky if that provides too many options for you. So as Amanda was talking about in that exploration in a major way class, whoever your instructor is will work with you along with your academic advisor to help you narrow down those interests that really are kind of sticking out at the top for you, as well as being in college that has a broad variety of majors allows you to declare a major, maybe decide it's not for you, and then change your major as well. So having more options is essentially a good thing, but not so great for those who are a little undecided. The undecided program at Springfield College's focus is on 4 main tracks. So this is the way that we guarantee that even though you are undeclared, that you still graduate in 4 years. So a track system allows us to make sure that you are taking classes in your first semester that are really allowing you to dive into your interests and what you want to explore further. So, for example, if you are interested in a science-based major, we want to make sure you're getting a science class in that first semester of college. So that way you're not waiting until your sophomore or junior year to take a science course and realizing you might not even really like science, but you put all your eggs into one basket to be a science-based major. So this allows us to also make sure that you're taking the required classes that you would need for a specific major early on to complete your degree in 4 years. So our 4 tracks are discovery, education, and human service, management, sports studies and general healthcare, and life and health sciences. The discovery, education, and human services track is the track that we encourage students who are truly undecided to go into. So students who may be interested in liberal arts type majors, law school, early childhood and elementary or special and secondary education, working with children and elders. This may also be psychology, sociology, criminal justice. This is the track you would focus on. It allows you to take an introductory course for a program you might be interested in, test it out, see if it's for you. But this track also allows the flexibility to take classes in other realms as well so that you can really broaden your knowledge. Management would be our second track. This includes business management, accounting, finance, marketing, healthcare management, sport management, and recreation management. If you are interested in the business world at all, this would be the track that you wanted to try out. A lot of times we have business management and sport management interest. So this would be that track that you let us know, and we work to for sure get you into a intro to business class. That way you are in a business class right from the get-go and testing out the waters to see if this is the right path for you. Sport studies and general healthcare is our third track. So this track allows you to test your aptitude for advanced science courses, either PT or PA graduate programs, occupational therapy, communication science disorders, health science, health promotion for schools and communities, really any health career centered job that you might be interested in. also exercise science, pre-professional athletic training, PE, movement and sports studies, therapeutic recreation, health, family, and consumer science, and applied exercise. This track in particular that you are in anatomy and physiology in your first semester. It is important that you take A and P in your first semester because all of these programs require that you take it in your first semester. We also want to make sure that you have the opportunity to take a college level science class and see if it's right for you. Earlier, Amanda talked about passion versus aptitudes, what you really enjoy versus what you're really good at. So you might really love the science field, but you might come to find in your first semester that you're not that great at it. And what does that mean for you? So that's why we want to make sure we're exposing you to the sciences early on. Heads up for sports studies and general healthcare. Some things we always just want to make sure that students know. This is a very science-based track. A lot of the majors that students are interested in that feed from this track are programs that students might not necessarily think are heavily science-based. For instance, physical education. Lots of students are interested in PE, but they don't realize how much science actually goes into that major. The programs listed on the last slide are all looking for excellent grades overall in the sciences in order for you to internally apply. So you're going to want to make sure that you are working really hard at understanding the material in your science classes in your first year. If you are interested in pre-professional athletic training, strong science grades are needed. The curriculum recently underwent a revision and is in its first year to meet new national accreditation standards that require a master's degree. Students should choose a major that allows them to take the prerequisite courses necessary for athletic training graduate school. So, internally transferring into the pre-professional athletic training program is not the easiest feat to overcome. So many times students will be encouraged, same as for PA, PT, OT, students will be encouraged to choose, health science or sport biology or biology, programs that give you the time to take prerequisites for the graduate level coursework. So what I mean when I say that, and I realized that that didn't come out clear, is that if you realize later on in your college career that you are interested in ATP, TPA, and so on and so forth, and you are unable to get into that expedited program at the college, then what you would do is choose another major, and you and your advisor would work together to make sure that you take the necessary prerequisites to be able to apply to grad school for that specific program. So you would work one-on-one. This is very common with students at Springfield College, and all of our advisors are equipped to work with students in order to get them to their academic goals. If you are interested in physical education, you must have a passion for teaching and not just coaching. You are required to pass the Mass State Teacher Licensure Exam, the MTEL. So you want to make sure that you actually enjoy working with youth, that you like teaching, that you're kind of good at science, and that you do want to be more than just a coach.
I just want to add something real quick about coaching. For those students that do have an interest in coaching, we have an athletic coaching minor at Springfield College that pairs really, really well with a lot of different majors, and that minor is always an option that's open for you.
Absolutely. Thank you for jumping in.
Mm-hmm.
And the last track is the life and health sciences track. So your interests for the life and health science track would be biology, sport biology, environmental science, medical school, PA, or PT graduate programs. So this would be the track. I had all my eggs in one basket. I applied to Springfield College for PT. I was accepted to Springfield College, but wasn't accepted to physical therapy. That's still my main goal. What do I choose? You would want to choose the life and health sciences track. Same for PA. This would sure that this is still your goal and set you up.
For this track specifically, you're going to be put in bioscience as opposed to anatomy and physiology. So bioscience is the most rigorous foundational science course that we have. It's like taking AP biology in 15 weeks. So if you have not taken an AP or honors level biology course, you might find bioscience to be a bit challenging for you. If you're not sure if you're ready for bioscience and want to test the waters with a moderate level intensity foundational science course, anatomy and physiology would be an appropriate course for you. So that's just something to consider when you're picking tracks. If you want to test out the healthcare field but aren't sure if you're ready for bioscience, you can always go to the sports studies and general healthcare track.
Absolutely. These programs are all extremely competitive. So talking specifically about pre-physical therapy and pre-physician assistant, a big heads up we like to give to incoming students is how competitive these programs are and how quickly they do fill up. Openings for internal transfers are unlikely. You can prepare for graduate programs though. So a lot of students will hold on to the idea that they can internally transfer. And we really encourage you to think about what else is out there, think about alternative ways to get to your end goal. You can still get there many times in the same amount of time, you just take a different road. So graduate programs require very rigorous science and math courses. So many of these programs are going to look for full years of bioscience. Like Amanda just explained to you, that is the toughest science course our first year students would take. Like she said, it is like taking AP biology in 15 weeks. General chemistry, med prep, human anatomy and physiology, which is different than the anatomy and physiology class that you would take in your first year. And organic chemistry for PA students, and then physics for PT students. You will need 1 semester of pre-calculus or calculus for both at least. So just knowing your own aptitudes in the math and sciences will also help you explore options as well. If you wouldn't consider majoring in biology, note that PA or PT might not be for you. It is a lot of human body sciences, and your interest has to be there in order for you to want the motivation and to be successful in that field. Uniquely exploring majors and career options. So that to do that, maybe it's the couple months before you're applying to college and you still have no idea. That's okay. That's why undeclared programs exist. And we're here to help you actively explore those majors and career options that exist. Make smart choices about what courses you want to take. So if you do end up coming to Springfield College as an undeclared student, think, do I want to try out criminal justice in my first semester? If you do, let us know that so that we can help you maybe take an intro to criminal justice course in your first semester and test that out. Think about those courses that you're interested in taking and then let us know. Focus on doing well academically to keep your options open. The better you perform in high school, the more opportunity you will have to get into the programs that you are most interested in, the better study habits you will create for yourself once you get to college, better organization skills and time management for getting in work and doing assignments. A lot of those programs have different application requirements. So for example, some you might be able to simply declare, others you might need a certain GPA to get to. So you want to make sure you're always holding a high academic standard for yourself.
That all of these tracks, if you do come in as an undeclared student at Springfield College and you pick a track and over the summer you think about it and you change your mind and want to switch your track to something different, that is totally fine. You're not locked into the track. We just want you to speak with an academic advisor and we'll work with you on changing your schedule and understanding what your new goals are. So like I mentioned in the beginning, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to email or call us. Paige, can we go back to the first slide? Thank you. So our contact information is right here. Our email is at the bottom and our phone number is 413-748-3379. So we hope you all got some beneficial information from this presentation. And if there's anything we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to reach out.